Hey, it's Jet Set Jason with this week's Travel Tuesday tip. A couple of things in this week's episode. Number one, as you may or may not have heard, American Airlines has decided to use its own proprietary platform, Direct Connect. American ended its relationship a few weeks ago with Orbitz, allegedly over a contract dispute. Now it's having some issues with Expedia as well, and they want to use Direct Connect as opposed to the industry standards that have been around a while, like Amadeus and Sabre. What this means for folks like Expedia and Orbitz is that allegedly they won't be able to make as much revenue off of American's latest platform, and they also claiming that it's anti-consumer and anti-competitive. We'll see. This is a battle which is far from over, so we'll see what happens over the next coming weeks with this American Airlines situation. Another piece of news which you may have heard, unless of course you've been living under a rock or you're in another country, is that the iPhone has finally come to Verizon Wireless in the United States. The worst kept secret in the industry. What this means is that there'll probably be millions of people jumping onto Verizon's network with a smartphone that previously did not have one, or they might even be a mass exodus from AT&T for all the people who were dissatisfied with the service there now that the iPhone is on Verizon. There's a couple things you need to keep in mind as a traveler and a smartphone user, is that Verizon's current network, their CDMA, also EVDO network, does not allow you to do something that you can do on the AT&T version of the iPhone, which is, for instance, be on a call and do data at the same time. So if you're on a call and you're trying to also check some email with the colleagues or friends you may be on a call with, that's not going to happen. Not this year anyway. There's talks of maybe within a year or so taking advantage of their 4G LTE network on Verizon, which would allow you to have these capabilities, perhaps. But it also ties to the next drawback of the iPhone on Verizon, which is international travel. As it stands right now, there's probably about 40 countries that you can select from if you want to do some international travel with Verizon and your iPhone, most of which seem to be around the Caribbean or in Asia. If you're heading to Europe or anywhere around that region, you are out of luck. What they have is basically a phone rental program where they will get you a world phone, since the Verizon iPhone is not a world phone. That's allegedly going to change next year as well. We'll see what happens. But what they've told me today, Verizon, is that they will currently allow you to get a loaner phone from them if you're going to be in Europe. And there's a variety of packages that they have which will allow you for data transfer and voice and all those things. The kind of pain in the butt is that you've got to transfer all your contacts from your current phone, your iPhone if you get it, to one of their loaner phones. And I don't need to tell you what kind of drawbacks there can be about having your personal data on a loaner phone. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'm sure we will see more developments as the iPhone comes closer to actual release on Verizon. We'll find out more details, but that's the early skinny on the Verizon from iPhone. I'm Jet Set Jason. Until next time, wheels up.